CRM, customer relationship management. So the database Prodon can help you to collect who gave, when, what, why, and how. How is the method of donation? It was a check. It was an online donation. It was with Canadian Tire dollars. You can manage every kind of donation you have. You can even manage the volunteer hours example. Okay, so you can deal with all of these kind of gifts you have. It starts with occasion. Why can we receive some donation, general donation? So I apologize, my database is only in French, but it can be fully bilingual for you, okay? It can be only in English or bilingual or only in French. So my example are in French. So don général is online, is a general donation. Dime. Special project. You have some special project to collect donation, for example, reflecting l'église.
Like a major repair. So if you have to redo your roof, for example, you want to have a special a campaign for major repairs.
Yes. So example, in that kind of donation, you can specify all of these. Okay, entretien, general management, repair the roof, and everything you want. You can specify a general occasion that can be specified in different detailed specific donation. So example, special project, mess intention. Mess intention is you can buy a mess intention at $15, and you can also make in the same time a general donation. Why not? Okay, you can give your dime. It's an annual donation, you said, Laura?
Yeah, like an annual collection.
Annual collection example. Why don't we have example a Sunday donation? You can create your own code here. That's the major thing you have to remember for now. So you decide why you can receive donations. Okay? So do you have any question about that part of the demonstration for now? Everyone is understanding? Yes? So we create our codes, and eventually we want to make a package deal where all of you will have the same database startup with standard codes, and you will be able to create your own specific codes for you. You understand that? Everything is fine for you? Good. Now, we are dealing with a database where we want to know who gave, why, what, when, and everything. So we started with why. Okay? Now, when we start with why, we have some money, and we can create all of these codes for the every paroisse is parish. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Parish.
After that, you can create eventually your mode of payments. Okay, cash money, check, credit card. There's a place in the database to create that. You can also create a web form. It's an online donation form, And you can create any kind of donation form: general donation, annual donation, special project, mass intention, and everything you want also. And every kind of web donation form, online donation form, example, general donation. Look, I created in the database that form that is looking like that. Here we are. Example, Saint-Arsène, don général. Okay? Together in mission. And this is a web online donation that have a URL, a specific URL. You can use that URL, that email address, that web address in your own website if you want. So imagine you have a website and you invite your partisan or your client, donors, to click here to come to make a donation. You're arriving here. I propose $175 or $50 donation. I ask the information about the donor. What is are you a Mr., Mrs., your surname, name, your address, and you can, if you want, create a password. For the next time you'll come, it will be easier. So example, if I want to give $100 and my email address is, the system recognizes me and asks me for my password, and I can connect. So it is faster for me to complete my donation. Okay? This is not mandatory to create an account. It's a possibility. Okay? Every donors can, if he wants, create his own account, but it's not mandatory. Now, I'm giving $100. I am Mr. Pierre Brochu. I'm giving $100 with a credit card, and my credit card number is, my control number is. Don't try this credit card; it will not work in the anywhere. Okay, so I can complete with a comment here. Okay, if I want, and everything I will complete here will be automatically generate automatically an email to me, the donor. I will receive an email from, example, Paroisse Saint-Arsène. Good evening, Mr. Brochu, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your donation, and click here for your fiscal, or your how do you call it, a receipt, a fiscal receipt?
A donation receipt.
Donation receipt, okay?
Yes.
So it's a null or a void receipt because I'm in a demonstration value system, but normally it's a real receipt, okay? So you understand that I can do everything by myself, okay? What is that? Okay, you still understand me? Yes, everything's fine?
Yes.
Now, if you don't have any website, example, we can offer you to create a website for you. Example, I created a website for Paroisse Saint-Arsène here that looks like that, okay? It's an example, okay? But here's the home, historic, mess, actualities, make a donation. This is a web page. If I want, example, to go to historical, about us, with photography, text, and everything, everything can be managed by yourself, okay? And make a donation. Here is the standard online donation form connected to Prodon, okay? So I can make my annual donation. I can buy a mass intention. Okay, how much? At $15 intention. 1, 2, 3, for the intention of this one, this one, this one. You understand what I'm saying to you? Okay. So a lot of you guys receive this money by check or by money. Okay. They are going in your office and they are dealing with you in person. With the pandemic or the COVID, it's a bit difficult, I think. It can be an opportunity for you to imagine that all of your donors can do that with internet, okay?
Pierre, somebody is asking, what is the fee for each transaction or donation?
The fee?
For each transaction or donation.
Okay. Listen, we are about to develop a strategy, a price list for you, okay, at Montreal, Archevêché de Montréal. I don't know to say that in English, Laura, okay? But all of your group have the opportunity to benefit of, to get a special prize for Prodon and all of that. Because if I have only 2 of you interested, it will not be the same price instead of if you are 15, 50 or 100, okay? But standard fee for transaction is normally 25 cents plus 1.9%. This fee is the credit card fee. It's a credit card fee for all of Visa or MasterCard donation. 25 cents plus 1.9%. Those fees are not mine. They are credit card fees. For the online donation, hébergement, hosting, okay? Hosting online form and traffics, we have to deal something, but it will be probably something like $25 per month plus 26 cents per transaction, something like that, okay? But we really have to make an evaluation of how much of you will be interested about that. If you are 100, it will not be the same price instead of you if you are 2. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying about that. Okay.
Pierre, if I can also, we have some questions also, and I think it might be a good idea to just kind of answer some of them, and maybe some of them I could even answer. So some of the questions are, how does this differ from Simplix, Canadon?
Yeah,
which
I am arriving at this place.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
I am talking about a database. Simplix is not a database. Simplix is a donation platform. You only recuperate list of donor and donations in Excel, for example. With this system, you will have a database with all of your donors listed here, okay? And everyone, example, I'm searching for Geneviève Bernard. Look, I am into a database. Simplix does not do that. But I'm not afraid, I'm not about telling you Simplix is not a good thing. I'm telling you that Simplix does not do that, okay? I am into the file of Geneviève Bernard with her address, her communication information and her transaction history. She gave me $3,280 alive from the beginning. Her first donation was in 2018, in May 17, a general donation of $100. She gave me some volunteers hours, 5 hours. She gave me an annual contribution of $500. She gave me in 2018, she bought me 2 mess intention at $15 for a total of $30. She gave me a general donation and everything. You understand? This is a database. Do you understand the difference between a donation platform? Prodon have a donation platform integrated to the database. Imagine if you are using the occasion, the online donation forms connected to the database, all of those donations will generate instantly to the donor. Thank you. Here's your receipt. And you will recuperate in the database automatically all that history. So you can see the historical donation for a donor or a paroissien. How do you say paroissien in English?
Parishioner.
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 Imagine Geneviève, she is a parishioner for you, and you can ask the system, okay, last year she gave us $750. The other last year she gave us $2, and the other one before she gave us $630. So we can have a detailed historical donation per parishioner. And also, you can go to the historic transaction concerning all donors, all parishioners. At this time, look, every line here in the database is a donation you had. So it's very different. The online donation platform is something, example, Simplic, or I make an online donation connected to Prodon. If you want to give to keep Simplic okay, but all of donations that will be done on that platform, you will have, if you want to use Prodon adequately, you will have to insert all donations in the database to recuperate this kind of information. This is very important for you. So you can, example, ask Prodon to tell you, example, look here, give me all donation of this year. I had $157,000 recuperate this year. General donation, golf tournament, a defeat, another golf tournament, and everything like that. You understand? We have all donations we have in the database. And if I want to know what does Jose gave us this year, Jose gave us those 4 donations. This year, Geneviève gave us this total of amount, that and that. Do you understand? Any question? Anyone? Okay, now, all donations for this year, this total, I would like to generate a an analysis concerning all donation per occasion per month. Per occasion per month, I would like to compute a total of amount per donation per month, per occasion per month. Look at that. And all of those analysis grid can be created or configured by you users. Eventually, we will deliver a Prodon version with a lot of those grid pre-configured for you. You will only have to use those, but you will be able to configure yourself by yourself specific analysis if you want. Do you understand? Look at that. I received annual contribution, general donation, and everything like that. General contribution in January, 2,000, 800 in February, in March, 600, in April, 300, in May, 5,000, for a total of this year, 9,000. And in March, I received a total of, like that, 600 for general donation and 1,000 for specific project. You understand what I'm explaining to you? Any question? Or my English is probably too poor for you. I'm very sorry about that. Is it okay, Laura? It's okay, Laura?
I guess Laura can't hear you.
Okay.
It's good.
It's good. You understand, everyone? Any question? No?
I have a question. Okay, I'm typing questions in the chat. There are quite a few questions in the chat, but I'll just read my question. It appears that this is a database for tracking donations. So you get a review historical, categorized by different, donations given by each individual.
Mm-hmm.
Can the information from this database be exported to the main database that is being used by the parish, where we maintain a list of all the parishioners, all the volunteers, is there an exportability, or is this a standalone for financial planning, for financial tracking only?
Yes, you can export everything you want from that database to another system, but why don't you consider Prodon to be your database? You can have, look, here I have a lot of, example. All of those can be parisher. Some gave me something. Lifetime cumulative, okay? Some gave me nothing, some gave me something, some gave me nothing. Lifetime donation history. So you can manage your volunteer. Look, I created a view that is filtered on certain fields concerning volunteers. So here I have the 20 volunteers of my organization, my demo organization, okay? Do you understand, Ken, what I'm saying to you? Your parishioners.
Yeah, parishioners.
Parishioners. Your parishioners database can be Prodon. And it should be, in my head, Prodon.
Okay.
It will be very easy for you to make some segmentation after that. Example, I'm coming back to my main view, okay? My main view presents all customers in the database. 2,099 elements, but it can be 200, excuse me, it can be 2,000 or 29,000. I don't care about that. Everyone is there. You can sort from the more important donors' lifetime, or you can sort by name, by city, or by group, by what you want, whatever you want. You can specify all columns you would like to have here. Example, I will go to modify that view, and I would like to add the age. Look at that. I have the column age. I would like to get 25 to 50. Here they are. I would like from 25 to 50, all of those gave me 5,000 lifetime and more. I have two guys. Do you understand? So it's a very, very precious information collected, and everything, all your information can be in that database. When you have everything in the same system, you can do everything with that.
I have a question about children. A lot of them are registered for Faith First, and a lot of parents come in with the Faith First. So I'm wondering, you can split it up on the donors or those giving the funds, but can it be done for children, like the categories via the parents through the children doing Faith First?
I'm coming into the Pierre Brochu file, okay, and into his file. I have example the transaction, yes, his history, transaction history, okay, but I can have his relationship with his member of the board, his wife, is the father of Antoine and Claudie. You can create your own relationship type. So I have probably in that database more than you want, more than you need, okay? But you can easily have Pierre with his wife and his children, example.
Pierre, can I just interject here? Because I'm sorry, I think you were talking to me before, but unfortunately I lost my internet connection. I think my internet is a bit tired, so I had to change networks, but I'm back. I was just going through some of the questions in the chat, and I know there's a couple of people who had their hands raised, and I'll get to you, but I just want to answer some of the questions that were in the chat, or maybe Pierre can answer. So one of the questions is on reports, and I think, Pierre, you're going to talk to that a bit soon in terms of the reports we can access. For other than online donations, can we do manual entries, or do we have to do manual entries? I think yes. The answer to that is yes. And Pierre and I did discuss this, because in the sense of people who have their, their weekly envelopes, you can still record the information in the database, but unfortunately there is that manual step. But the idea for this is to encourage people going forward to make online donations and not put cash in an envelope or checks in an envelope.
But if you receive quick cash or check, you can go into the transaction entry and enter everything you receive in the system and prepare a deposit, example, okay? So, example, I have a deposit preparation that is empty for now. Example, I'm going to ask to add to the system a new entry. So, who gave me? Example, okay? Jacques. Jacques gave me what and why and when. So, Jacques is giving me, I don't know why it's very slow. It's not normal. Maybe it's about Zoom. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, today, a general donation. Okay. I received a check of $100. This is the reference number, probably the number of the check. Okay. So, Jacques, make me today, May 18, a general donation by post. This affectation, you know, we can connect the donation to your general ledger connection. You have probably an accounting system. If you don't, you probably have an accounting service, external accounting service. Anyway, every time you receive donation, you have to connect it to a general ledger revenue, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
Okay, Pierre, I think we're going to have to move on because we have a lot of questions, and I know that everybody wants to have their questions answered. And as you can see, we can really do a deep dive into the details of this software. And in fact, I don't use it myself in detail.
Yeah.
But every time I've been with Pierre and he's done a demo, I learned something new and it raises more questions. But the idea is I think we want to cover as much as we can and especially answer people's questions. So just a couple more that were raised in the chat. Can you do weekly, monthly donations? Yes, each, as we saw on the platform, each donor, if they set up an account, they can schedule weekly, monthly donations. They can even have daily donations. And this is something to be encouraged as well. I'd like to mention that the archdiocese or at the diocesan offices, we actually use Prodon. This is our donor management software. We also use Epsilia for accounting. I know Epsilia can issue tax receipts and things like that. However, it doesn't manage your database, your donor database in the same way or to the same extent that Prodon does it. But it is integrated. Like Pierre just mentioned, we can have all donation occasions directly transferred into our accounting system to specific revenue accounts. And it's very easy and seamless to do that. There was another question as in terms of tax receipts, Pierre, whether tax receipts are only issued per donation or if we could also issue them at the end of the year. I believe I know that answer, but maybe you'd like to answer it.
Yes, we can issue receipt weekly, monthly, or once a year.
Or once a year, perfect.
Yep.
So there was a question also for registering for like Sunday school and things like that, registration, absolutely.
Yeah.
This software, what is actually really interesting about this, and we're not going to cover this today because or else we'd be here for a couple of hours, and I really want to respect the time delay, finish at 8:30. You could also register for any activity that you have without creating a donation. So example, you have Sunday school, you have activities where you ask people to register for them. They can do it via this platform. If you charge a registration fee, they can pay their fee. Advantages.
Or if it's free too, you can.
Or if it's free, exactly. They could still register and you could always ask them for a donation, which is always good to do. And just to mention, this is something that at the diocese we were not using, and we will start implementing this year. It's part of our annual plan in terms of our development department. Another question quickly was in terms of migrating your current database into Prodon. Absolutely, you can do that. I'll give you another example. The cathedral, we will be putting the cathedral onto this platform. And there's already a small database of information there that we will be migrating in. There was another question as to creating mailing lists, and I think it's also very important to talk about this because Prodon does have a mailing email blast capacity. So for those of you using MailChimp or other email,
we have two kind of
used to do it.
You can generate paper with master document with Word. So example, envelope, tickets, or letters, or generate email in batch. All of those is possible with Prodon. Sorry, Laura.
No, I mean, I'm just helping you out in the English part, Pierre, but in French, you're on your own.
Thank you.
So just to kind of speed this along, I think there was some questions also about Logilis and the history of this company. I think that we can send you the website so that you can refer to the website, but maybe Pierre, you just want to say how long you've been in existence?
The first version of Prodon have been created in 1992 with the hospital foundation here in Victoriaville. So 1992, it's near 30 years ago. So it's in French, I'm kidding about it. It was in 1992. There was not internet, there was not Windows even. So it was l'âge de Pierre in French. I don't know how to translate it, Laura.
The Stone Age.
The Stone Age. My name is Pierre, Stone in English.
So also, Pierre, there's a question, can we have Interact or is it only credit card?
No Interact, but credit card and virement bancaire, electronic check.
Electronic transfers.
You can program it with Prodon, example, a payment with a check specimen. Check specimen?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Check specimen, yeah.
Check specimen.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody, for those who haven't posted what parish they're from, we would really like to get that information. Zena has sent you some private messages. If you could answer her directly or just post it in the chat if you haven't already done so that we know what parish you are from. Can I just go now, Pierre? And some people have had their hands up for a while and I think their arms are getting sore. Well, it's only the hand in Zoom, and we'll go to another Pierre who I think has had his hand up for quite a while. Pierre Joannette, you want to ask your question?
Yes.
I had a question, but you already answered a question. I thank you.
Okay, perfect. Next, that's why I think it was important to answer some questions beforehand. So, Andre, you have your hand up. Is it Andre? iPad Andre, you're going to have to unmute.
Yes, but you have answered my question too. It was about emails.
Okay, perfect. So if there's any more questions.
Can I show you how it works?
Yeah, go ahead.
To make some emailing or producing paper. Okay, look at that.
Emailing.
Emailing. Okay, example, I would like to email something to everyone gave me lifetime, example, 2,000 and more, and last donation last year. Okay, I have 17 people, maybe it could be 170 and everything. I would like to generate an email blast to those guys, and I am here with an editor, an email editor, HTML editor. So I am coming into an editor that will let me the opportunity, the possibilities to create my email from a template or from another email sent. Now, look, there's an image here. I can make it a little bit larger. I can change this text. I can remove that image. I would like to add, example, a new section that will contain text and a new section with 2 separation, where we have text on the left and image on the right. I would like to add an image to that part. Example, I would like to add this image. You understand what I'm doing? I'm about to create the email that I would like to send. I would like to send this email to, look at the email I created. I would like to send this email to everyone that I identified. I can make a test, receive the test, validate the test, and program the send of that email to that guys, or program an email that will be sent to my infolette.
Communique or newsletter.
Newsletter, yes, sorry. Okay, so you can do a newsletter or a specific email to a group if you want. Do you understand, Andre?
Yes, parfait.
Okay, we have another question.
Pour l'expliquer, mais excusez-moi.
That was perfect, Pierre. We have another question from Manon.
Oui.
Oui, bonjour. By the way, your English is very good, and keep it up.
Oh,
my English is poor. It's fine. Thank you. What I want to know is, I know this is a database that you could produce reports. Is it very simple? One, finishing, let's say, to produce you could print a report also with all this database and eliminate whatever you don't need. Like, for example, if I didn't need one particular column, would it be easy, like in an Excel file, to say, okay, I want column A, B, and FG to print, and I want certain specifications to print? Like, is that easy to do?
Look, Manon.
Wait.
Look, I have a list here. I am in the customer management, client management. Every time when I'm filtering, when I'm creating a view, I'm deciding which column, how much column I'm seeing. I can every time use that button, export to Excel. This is one of the specific manner of exporting data. Okay, look, I was in the other screen. Okay. Now I'm exporting clients or parishioner. Now look at history. Here I have historical information. I would like to know all of donation of this year. I would like to specify, example, only a separated per type of donation, occasion. I can export that also into Excel. So I will export the resume or the detailed information. Now I'm exporting information into Excel, okay? This is good, but you can also anywhere in the detailed section or the summary section, you can create your own report. That will be a report with paging. Everything you can place in the page and generate PDF report if you want. Okay? I'm answering correctly, Manon? It's okay for you?
Oh, c'est bon. It's very good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Manon. Let's move on. Bruno. Bruno, you have a question.
Yes, hi. At our parish, we use Epsilia. Could you tell me what is the basic difference between Prodon and Epsilia?
Epsilia is more integrated with accounting as well. Like I said before, Epsilia can be used to manage donations and issue donation receipts. The main difference is the additional capabilities of Prodon as more of a CRM, which Pierre mentioned at the beginning. So a client relationship management, which basically is managing your client database. So for us, our clients are our parishioners, who are also, for the most part, donors as well. So this allows us to manage it, to be able to get reports out, to be able to send out lists, to be able to also, like we mentioned before, register for activities and things like that. So there are some similarities, but I think the greatest advantage here is also that it is linked directly to an online donation platform.
Yes, I don't know a lot about Epsilia. Epsilia, this is the name?
Epsilia, it's more an accounting software.
Yes, it's more an accounting system instead of a CRM and connected to an online donation forms. And all of those extracting information. Prodon is a very powerful CRM. It's a bit different for concerning that kind of. I am not with Prodon. We are not an accounting system. We are, I say in French, le grand livre auxiliaire détaillé des transactions philanthropiques, but not the accounting system.
The auxiliary books for philanthropic development, which is your donations. But having the diocese, like at the diocesan offices, has been using Epsilia for a very long time for accounting. In terms of the use of Prodon, I'm not sure how many years, but certain donations were being managed. Now, I've only actually taken over the responsibility for philanthropic development since last summer. That being said, I think that this is what prompted, as when I saw what this software could do, and we're kind of guilty of not having used the software to its full capacity, which we are trying to do now. And when I first saw this, I thought this is perfect for our parishes in terms of, you know, what the needs are at the parish level, to not only manage your online donations, but to have a database, communicate with your parishioners, which is key, and also offer the possibility for those who don't have a website to have an integrated website within the online platform. Yeah. So one other question that did come up, which I just want to address,
I would like to say something before the next question, okay? Because the time is going on. If you have any mise en situation, any kind of situation that you would like to share with me, and to example, ask me, how can you do that exactly? Just go to talk with Zena or Laura. They will recuperate your specific questions. We will analyze everything, and I will be able to come back with specific example that will probably be more instructive instead of general demonstration like I did, okay?
Yeah, Pierre, I was going to touch on that at the end before letting everybody go, just because there are a lot of things coming up, and I know we really are crunched for time and we don't have time to get to anybody. But at the same time, there were a couple of questions that came up. Does it reside on your computer, or is it web-based? It actually resides on your computer. So
we can offer a web-based
solution as well. Okay. The other question is, in terms of comparing to Breeze or Acolyte, to be honest, I don't really know. I did have a look quickly, and I see that they're church management software. This specifically, I think we've kind of answered that question, that it's really to manage your donors, your database, your parishioner database, and to communicate with them. I know some of these other church management software, I've looked into some of them. I've heard about some of them, having gone to the Canadian Conference for Financial Administrators. The problem that we have in terms of offering a solution to all of our parishes is that it must be bilingual. A lot of these companies I've actually spoke to, and they don't have a bilingual solution. So that has kind of made us, develop one for all our parishes where we do have that bilingual capability. But yeah, the only thing it might not have is the texting capability, which I know some of these church management software, but there's always additional apps that can be integrated. I'd like to maybe move on to a couple more questions, hands up that we had. One is Ken.
Yeah, thanks. Quickly, can you elaborate? I know you briefly touched on the fee structure. I think there's a lot of interest, for us to see what is the fee structure. I mean, there's a lot of functionality here, which is great, but we need to have an understanding of what is the fee structure. What does it look like?
Listen, Ken, the fee structure will be elaborated after an analysis of your needs. I would like to develop some kind of package for very small, medium, and large organization. And I will probably have a better deal, as I said a few minutes ago, if you are 50 or 100 organization or church buying or using Prodon instead of you if you are two. So I will elaborate the fee structure with Laura and Zita in the next days or weeks.
Yeah, just to let everybody know on that, Pierre, I will be discussing with Pierre the fee structure. The objective was to get a special deal for all of our parishes. Of course, you have to understand, if each parish had gone individually to buy this, they would have a much higher price. Our objective is to get as many parishes as possible so that we can get the best deal possible for you. Again, it will depend on how many expressions of interest that we do have for this software, how many people are interested and how many people are actually interested in either buying it. And there's different formats. You can buy the software outright, or you can have a monthly fee, and there's different costs, but we will be looking at that. But we can't give you a fixed answer right now until we have an idea of how many people would be interested. Because like Pierre said, and it's
but for sure, Ken, it will be very much cheaper than if you are alone to buy it, for sure. Okay, we will forcefully have a fee structure that will consider the group, and bigger will be the group, bigger will be the deal for every one of you. So we have to count. We have to have a deal that will be very good for you and for us too. I can't give it everything to you for free. You understand for sure, but I can't also give it to you for the full price. And the full price is about $2,000 to buy it, or $3,000. I would like to make better than that with you. A lot, much more better than that.
So somebody did ask a question as to the order of magnitude. Again, I think Pierre just said it, 2,000, 2,500, around there to buy it outright. But it's we are looking again.
Structure, it's not a per year. It's a buying structure.
That's to buy outright, and then you own it, and then there's a certain annual fee which he mentioned for the online donation.
Exactly.
Platform.
So we really have to understand the needs in details, create some packages, and after we will be able to
okay, we have a question that I saw. I'm going to try to go in order of the people that raised their hand. ATB, I'm sorry, I don't have more details on your name.
Yeah, hi, that's Andrea Bobquit, so Ascension of Our Lord.
Okay, thanks.
Hi,
go ahead.
Sure. Thank you very much. I find this incredible. I am actually, and have been for probably the last 5 years, a weekly donor on Canada's help.org myself personally, so that I make sure my donations go in. And I find the fees to be frustrating, but it is very simplistic and very easy to do. So to the same point that Ken raised earlier, you want to do a cost-benefit analysis and make sure we're not, sinking the boat. So my interest would not be more or less the fees. It's more, what volume of dollars have to be going through each parish in order to make it beneficial. Because, you know, a couple of dollars here, it's quite a bit, because weekly, if I put in $10 or $20 weekly, you know, it adds up over time, but it's not a big number. And I would hate to see a transactional cost on that. That would be very, very high versus, you know, just dumping $1,000 in. So I'm looking for an idea of a cost benefit analysis on volume, either of dollars or transactions. That kind of breakdown would be very appealing. And front of house, I'm afraid I came a little bit late, so I don't know how easy the software is for individual parishioners to actually go on the website and just click, I want so much, and I want it to go on for the next 12 months, the next 24 months, whatever it is, and just sort of click, 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 here's my credit card, and go, and how simplistic that is, because I just saw the
Yeah, I could answer that right away. If you want to go to the diocese website, and we've actually revamped our page, our donation page. And if you go to the diocese website, you'll see a green button, contribute to the mission. If you go to the page, contribute to the mission, you'll see a link to the annual campaign, which will take you specific to the annual campaign online donation page. Or if you simply click I contribute, that's our new general donation page, where you can click there and you'll see the form, and you can even try it out. So everything is there, and you'll see how it works.
I would like to add some information, interesting information. Last year in 2020, we had $100 million translating into our platform. $100 million. It's a very big number, okay? And we are helping about 700 organizations with Prodon and online donations. So it is secure and very easy to use. I'm sure about that. Now, you were talking about Canada Help, isn't it? ATB, I don't know your name.
Andrea.
It's CanadaHelps.org.
Okay, Canada Help do not have monthly fee. They only have a 4% fee. So if you have 1 or 2 donations per month, it is probably less costing than online donation concerning Prodon, but you don't have the database and you don't have the connection to the database. But if you have more than a certain amount per month, 4% will probably cost you more than my fees. You will have to deal with that. We will come back with our fees eventually in the near future. You will have to consider the facility of your donor to go into that, and the facility for you to deal with those gifts, those donations, into a database that you don't have with Canada Helps. You understand?
Okay, we have 3 more questions that we'll get to, and then I think we've already gone over, so let's try to wrap this up in 5 minutes. For Pharaoh,
Nick.
Sorry, I'm reading what I see on the screen.
It's okay. Right now we're using the Holy Name of Jesus Acolyte, and we have been using it for the past 15 years. When we do the opening of envelope, the contribution envelopes, Sunday envelopes, okay, it takes a lot of manpower to be able to go every single week and enter that information on a per envelope number. I'm just wondering, is there a way to enter the information on a quarterly basis? For example, at the end of March, at the end of April, at the end of August, whatever is accumulated for those particular individuals. Because, you know, we have, let's say, 260 envelope users, and the manpower to enter that manually every time is just not there. So we created a spreadsheet, Excel sheet, where I entered on a weekly basis the envelope number and the amount. And then at the end of the 4 months, I transfer everything into my Acolyte program. Is that something possible with this system?
I can answer that. I think it would be possible. I just don't see why you would want to do it, because entering into a spreadsheet versus entering into directly into the system, it would probably be as quick entering it directly into the system, because it is very user friendly and it would be quick to do. And what Pierre said before, you could even make a list, which would be like your deposit for that day.
Okay.
Yes, and we can program into the Prodon. I didn't show you, but we can program a prélèvement préautorisé. How do you call it, Laura?
Pre-authorized payments.
Pre-authorized payment.
Oh, you're better than I in English, huh? So we can program it into Prodon. So we can configure a pre-authorized payment from a bank account or a credit card, with or without an objective to a goal. So if, example, I tell you, okay, you can come to my bank account, this is the references, you can take $25 per month or per week. Everything will be automatic, with or without an objective. If there is no objective, it will be forever.
Okay.
If there is an objective, example, $1,000 for this year, after $1,000, it will stop automatically. You understand?
Okay,
I think
that's one aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the question too is to understand, it's not just, yes, it is doable that way, but I understand from the point of view of parishes who have weekly envelopes, and the fact that people use those envelopes to write checks or put money in and to have to count that. So if people still want to continue doing that, yes, you'll have to enter it manually. But I think the objective and what I am trying to put forward for our parishes is to also educate our parishioners to more of the use of online. I know this has been discussed in a conference that I went to as to different ways of giving online, and there was the issue that parishioners want to put something in the collection basket to kind of show that they are giving, and this was brought up. And so there's different approaches that could be used. People could still have envelopes and not put anything in it and have their online payments going through, or their online donations going through on their credit card every month.
Can be collected manually here in the system. Okay, envelope is only a number.
Okay, that's something similar to the.
It's very easy
acolytes.
for you to example, if you have 12 envelope today or 100 envelope, you will go here, okay, and you will do a plus to add, and you will just key punch the number of the donor. Example, 125. Okay, it's this guy. Go. You will punch the number or the amount he gave to you. Next, and it will.
Okay, that answers my question. Okay, that I have. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One last question, I think, is from Magdi. Go ahead.
Yes, Magdi Baghdadi from Saint Joachim. Logilis was in business since 1992, was acquired by PG Solutions, as far as I can see from the web, a couple of years ago. So what will be the impact? This is a private company. What will be the impact of new acquisitions and on the fees and on the stability of the services? Is there going to be a contract that with the parish or with the diocese only, or?
Well, Logilis exists since 2002. Prodon exists since 1992, okay? I created the software Prodon in 1992. I created Logilis company in 2002, okay? Now, every one of you will have an agreement with Logilis. You buy or you rent the license of Prodon and the package you will have to, you will need. And every one of you will be able to stop this agreement with a préavis,
A notice.
Notice.
a notice of 1 or 2 months, something like that. So you will, and all of your data in the database is yours. Anyway, we don't use, and we don't have the right to use your data. You buy the rights of using license of Prodon and modules. Do I answer correctly to the question, or I didn't understand something?
No, that's correct. If I can just follow with another question that I put in the chat, was not covered yet. What's the processing tool that you're using? Is it Stripe? Was it homegrown?
It is PaySafe. We are connected to PaySafe in Montreal.
PaySafe. Okay,
and
thank you.
All of you will have your own account with PaySafe. I don't touch to the money. The money that will be translated into your Prodon, will be your. I am only the web, in French, la passerelle, but I don't touch the money. The money will go directly to your bank account. You understand, Maggie?
I understand, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that will finish our presentation. I'm glad to hear all these questions because obviously there is interest in this, and I can assure you that if we're here today because we identified this as a potential solution to be used in our parishes, for those of you who participated or recall in May, we did offer you a webinar on some online solutions, but now we've taken it, and I think we told you at the time we were trying to find different solutions that we could present, and so this is a solution that we thought would be well suited to a lot of our needs, and that's why we're here today presenting this to you. I know there are still many, many, many questions. What I would ask of you all, if you do have questions, address those questions to Service Fabrique email. If you haven't already used that email, I'm sure you're aware of it. It's in our communiques all the time. So address any and all questions that you may have to that email. We will have a recording. The presentation is being recorded. It will be distributed by communique probably early next week. So all of you will get to see it again. And for those people who were not able to attend, will also be able to see it and hear the questions that were being asked. Again, I can't stress enough, if you have questions, please send them. After that point, what we will be doing is, if you already are pretty sure that you're interested in this software and it's not making a commitment, it's just showing your interest, please let us know as well, because we will be taking a list of people, and at that point, I will be working with Pierre in order to present a proposal that meets the needs of everybody and with the most interesting pricing structure that would be possible for us to, for them to offer us. So that being said, thank you very much. Yes?
How to let you know if we are interested? Do we send you an email?
You send an email to Service Fabrique.
Okay.
Yes, everything directly through Service Fabrique. Zena, who you see here today, is our administrative assistant. If you've already reached out to Service Fabrique, you see that Zena is the one who will answer you that we've received your email. So she will be gathering all of your questions. And also if you have not just questions, but certain situations you're not sure, she will receive all of them. If we can answer them, we will get back to you and answer those questions. And then we will be presenting them to Pierre so that we can send out a communique to everybody to answer the questions, because I think it's important that everybody here answers to questions. So once again, thank you, Pierre, for your presentation. Thank you for your time in being here. If there's anything, please reach out to us.